So, that being said, we will start with 3 things we like about the Cincinnati Bengals team, all right? And in the chat, y'all do the same. List the 3 things that y'all like about Cincinnati, right? In terms of their team. You can say quarterback, you can say whatever you want, but we need 3 positives. I don't want to hear any negatives. We'll get to the negatives. 3 positives, all right? So with that being said, you want to go first? Who went first last time?
I don't know. I think we switched back and forth.
You're right. I think you went first Buffalo. I went first Raiders, and we lost. So you should go first this week so we can win again.
There's nothing I like really like about the Bengals, to be honest with you. But watching their games, they don't look too bad. Too bad. Actually, in terms of offense, they look kind of similar to us right now. Mm-hmm. A lot of short passes. The receivers have some drops, a little inconsistency here and there. But they got Joe Mixon. He was able to go off a little bit in game 1, but he struggled in game 2. Like, I want to say Burrow, but he hasn't looked like that amazing to me.
Okay.
But I don't know how much of that is like the offensive line, though, like, because their offensive line isn't that good. Receivers, 3 stud receivers. But they have had some inconsistency. Like Higgins had a fumble. There were some drops here and there.
Yeah.
So I'll actually start off with their defensive line. I think their defensive line is pretty decent. I see some plays where they look pretty stagnant, but in the first 2 games, they've been able to get after the quarterback a decent amount and stop the run, too. Like, Montgomery didn't do anything against them, and Dalvin Cook, I think, had like 60 yards.
Yeah.
So,
now they've been really good against
number
the run.
1, I'm going to say like their defensive line, if you want to say the whole front 7, even though their linebackers I don't think are like that impressive. But either way, we'll say their ability to stop the run. Right. If we want to make their defensive line the main factor in that, then there you go. That's my first one.
All right. For me, man, my first one, I do like the quarterback. I think, the one game against Chicago, that's not going to change my whole outlook on him. No different than any of these quarterbacks we talk about, man. I think with Joe, man, he's super talented. He's ultra competitive. And in the middle of all that nonsense that he deals with in Cincinnati, he still hasn't looked like he's a wounded warrior or like mentally battered by that. And he's one of those guys, if he's out there, he has a legit chance to light it up and legit chance to win. So for me, man, that's why I rock with him first, man, for the first thing I like about them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. I'll stick
compared
with
to like the other guys that we've seen there, right? Even like when Dalton was there, like I just think with Burrow, it's just more optimism about a legit run. We thought with Dalton, he would always be good. They would always be in the mix, but we knew they were going to lose in the playoffs. First round, that's what they do. With Burrow, it just seems like if he's on those Cincinnati Bengals teams over Dalton, I think Burrow is talented enough that he might could have done a little bit more right there. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you because I do think some of his struggles early on have been more about the offensive line because I'm telling you, I almost see it kind of identical to us. Like he's getting the ball out pretty quick.
Yep.
And then at times he's able to take the shot down the field. There's an occasional pass interference or Jamar Chase catches it. He gets a touchdown. And that makes their offense kind of go. But so I'll just say their offensive weapons then. Because I'll include Joe Burrow because I'm with you. I don't think really some of the struggles have been completely his fault. More of the offensive line. Joe Mixon's obviously a really good running back. And then there are 3 receivers. I don't know if I like any of them enough to single them out. But, yeah, I'll go with just what they have going on offense outside of their offensive line.
Okay.
And tight end. Their tight end ain't that good.
For me,
he made a clutch catch, though, from one of the games I saw.
Yeah.
I think it was an OT.
Yeah.
No, I'm not targeting him.
Yes, though. No. For me, man, I said the wide receiver talent. I thought to me, and we talked about this when we were doing our preview of the divisions too. And I was like, I just love their wide receiver group. And I think that they have a ton of talent. And even though they have been a little inconsistent, they still have been productive. Like Jamar Chase, he looks like Jamar Chase. Even with 1 or 2 drops, he still looks like Jamar Chase, which is like scary if they can figure out the rest of their situation right now. But I just think their wide receivers, any team you're playing against, man, that's if you're watching Cincinnati, that's what's going to keep you up. That's where you're like, all right, how do we match up with this? How do we match up there? Who has this guy there? Like, so I like that with them, man.
Yeah, definitely. Last one.
Oh,
I'm singling out one player on defense.
Ooh. Okay.
I seen him pop up a couple games, or in those first 2 games, a couple times making.
So
some
he's
nice
rated right.
PDs.
You're telling me. So he's rated right.
I don't know. I don't know if we're thinking the same guy.
Oh.
I'm talking about Awuzie, their cornerback.
Oh my God.
You think he's trash?
I thought you was going Bates here.
Who?
I thought you was going Bates.
No.
Because he's always the same. They get rated. Like, do they have him rated high? He always rated high. He sneaks in the rankings, man.
I probably should have separated the offense out a little bit, like what you did, Burrow and their weapons. But I thought Awuzie, he's had a couple nice pass deflections on the Bears and also with the Vikings. There's obviously a pass or two that's lit up. Kirk Cousins went for like 380 yards, but I kind of liked him. He might be a guy that we have to watch for on their defense.
Okay. I see you over there. I see you. My third thing that I like about them is their defense. You hit on it. I don't think it's a great defense, but I think it's a good defense.
It's good enough.
It's weird. Like, you watch them, and the thing that I kept saying, I was like, yo, nobody is like jumping off. Like how we have like TJ where he just like jumps off. Minky just jumps off. It's like they don't have a ton of that, but they are a really good, like they just play in unison. Like you could see they all trust each other. They're all doing what they're supposed to do. They're inside linebackers. You talk about Logan Wilson, and as was Akeem, I don't even want to say his name, but the cat from App State. Man, I look at those guys. I'm like, they're not the most like athletically gifted when we talk about like Devin Bush and stuff like that. But these dudes, man, they just make plays. They are good tacklers. They stop the run. Like you said, like they don't do enough to beat themselves. I think that's the best way to put it right now.
They haven't up to this point.
Yeah.
I do wonder how much of it is them facing the Bears in week 2 with the mess.
But that was Justin Fields' Bears, though. Come on now. But that was Justin Fields. You even said it yourself. Justin Fields get the Bears a better chance to win. So it probably makes even more sense. Like,
his rushing
it was
ability.
Fields, bro.
Yeah. His rushing ability kind of kept them in that game, I thought. But he almost threw the game away with a pick in their own zone. Like that was the one thing you couldn't have done.
Shout out to the defense. See?
But that got the Bengals back in. Like the Bengals were.
Shout out to the defense.
It was pretty much garbage time in that game. Because wasn't it like 20-3 or something?
Was it? No.
Yeah. I think they only had 3 points. They only had 3 points, and then he threw the bomb to Jamar Chase on a post. But that's when Fields threw the pick.
Right.
In their zone. So then they had a chance.
Because in the fourth quarter, Cincy scored 14 and Chicago scored 13 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was that Fields pick that really screwed him.
But it was 7-3 going into the fourth, though. I'm looking at it right now. Chicago scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. It was 7-3 going into it, man.
Chicago must have scored quick in the fourth. And Burrow threw that pick 6.
Yeah, but he did. Burrow, bro, he had 3 picks back to back to back. It was like nuts watching that thing happen, man.
Yeah, because it was 20-3 at one point. Yeah. And then they had the touchdown.
Because it happened
Chase.
like 2 plays back to back.
And then Bears have it. It's just like, all right, don't turn the ball over, try to run out the clock. Fields throws a pick. It's like at the 20-yard line. And the Bengals score right after that, and then it's a game.
Yes.
So it's weird. I mean, kudos to the Bengals for coming back in that game, but the Bears kind of had them dead to rights there.
No, man. But the defense
and the Bears' offense isn't even like.
Don't you do that? Don't you do that? They got Justin Fields in there, man.
Either way,
Justin Fields played that one, man. That is a significant upgrade to that offense, and we should put a lot more respect on the Bengals defense. Top 5.
No, they're good. They're good. It's not something I think we should be overlooking because they should be better than last year, what they have been these past 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Especially with Burrow being healthy, and they've made these improvements. Them getting Trey Hendrickson, them having like Jesse Bates, picking up Mike Hilton. Yeah, nothing really to overlook, but I think they're a solid team. What was our predictions? They were gonna go like 7-10, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't think it would be like terrible. We thought they would.
I kind of feel the same.
They'd be a good team. They'll make it interesting with some people, but
yeah, nothing to overlook. So that's what the 3 things we like about the Bengals.
Absolutely. All right. So I went to the chat because remember I asked them. We say, "Yo, man, let us know 3 things y'all either 3 things you like about them, right? Because we don't want to hear the negatives just yet. We got plenty of time for the negatives. All right, but 3 things that we like. All right. First up was from Eric Long. He's going with their offensive players. Talks about T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. Donald Nolan. He says Joe Mixon, Jesse Bates, and Joe Burrow. Looks like John Eason is saying Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Mixon. Looks like a ton of offensive people, man. Nico's talking about Burrow's potential. No love for the defense. Oh, here we go. Colin Mass says the receivers, the quarterback, and the safety in terms of Jesse Bates. Seeing Jesse Bates. All right. Receivers, Burrow in the secondary. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I thought the secondary kind of held their own. They didn't. They didn't give up anything
right?
drastic.
They did low key.
Thielen had some nice routes and nice catches and everything, but you can expect that.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it was some of their success was just because of the Bears. Like they outside Allen Robinson, they got no one on offense.
They got Justin Fields on offense. You just sold me earlier that was, that's what they needed to do. And Dalton came out and he led them to victory.
We haven't seen Justin Fields as I expect him to be yet, though.
He led them to victory.
I've seen enough that he's better than Dalton. That's all. That's not saying much.
So that's so that means that the Bengals, man, we ain't slighting that thing, man. Nah, the hell they own, baby.
What else we got?
All right, now we got to talk about the flip side to that conversation, right? Because we can't just only highlight the 3 things that we like about this team. Nah. Now, what are the 3 things that we don't like about them? 3 things that we think they struggle with. And this is for y'all in the chat as well. Let us know in the comment section the 3 things y'all think the Cincinnati Bengals struggle with.
I'll go first.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Oh, their offensive line sucks pretty bad. There were some plays early on. I can't remember which game I watched first, but I saw them holding their own. I was like, wow, Burrow has some time. And then as the game goes on, I'm like, nah, he has no time back there. He has no time. And I can see him getting the ball out quick. And then when he doesn't, he has another split second, then he's sacked. So as much as they try to make some improvements in the offseason, picking up some free agents, their offensive line isn't completely there yet. I don't know if that means they should have drafted Sewell or not because Jamar Chase looks pretty good and they got some nice weapons.
They showed a stat where they said that Penei Sewell at left tackle hasn't given up a sack since 2018, bro. It's crazy because he's been playing left tackle now that the regular season's here.
I was going to say.
Yeah. He was looking really good. Really
Jared Goff looked like he had so much time.
But remember I told you in the preseason when he got beat, I was like, he's playing right tackle. He's not a right tackle. He's a left tackle.
What happened to the left tackle? Because
I don't know.
Pretty good?
But I don't know why. All I know is,
I was going to tweet something out like, wow, I actually wish we had Lions offensive line right now. Because Goff could, especially in the first half.
He was just
he was
chilling all the time,
forever.
Man. Yeah.
But
absolutely, man.
That's number 1 for me, their offensive line.
Yeah. All right. For me, number 1 thing is ball security, bro. The 4 turnovers last week, that's not new. They have turned the ball over in the past. I just think that was one of the bigger reasons why the game kind of got out of hand for them when it did. Now they were able to come back because on the other side, had a couple turnovers there. But to me, man, 4 turnovers, that is a ton. And for Joe Burrow, he's typically been good with protecting the ball. They were talking about how he's had over 100-something attempts without having to pick.
Oh yeah, he was last year, especially with all that pressure. You're surprised.
Yeah, but now I'm just like, whoa, all right, I might need to pause a little bit on this ball security because that was a lot, a lot. And I can get maybe 1, but nah.
I thought the 2 were clearly on him. The other one
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. I give you the 1. We can debate the 1.
That was the third one.
Right. That was the last one. But the 2 back to back, I'm like, bro, you got to see the linebacker and the bad ball placement on the comeback. I'm just like, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all, man.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's why I was a little hesitant of throwing Burrow in just as himself in the good because I do kind of want to put him in the bad up to this point, but I don't think it is completely his fault, but it goes back to ball security. That's the perfect point, just ball security as a whole, because I think the receivers have been dropping some catchable balls and T. Higgins has been fumbling. So, yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah. Second point, ball security, just kind of turnovers in general then.
For me, man, my second point piggybacks on your first, but a little bit more specific. Nice. So I like the tackles a little bit. I like the tackles a lot more than our tackles, actually. Their interior part of the O-line, to me, is, they ain't do enough to that. This is bad. It's bad. I look at how much pressure is created in that interior portion. You know what I think of? I think of Cam Hayward. And I get excited. Because I'm like, Cam Hayward has been going absolutely nuts these first 2 games. In this interior portion of this O-line is struggling. They upgraded the tackles, right? We know Jonah. He's the first round pick, and then obviously Riley Reef was a first. He was a first round pick, but 20 was that 11 or 12? Because he's
Vikings.
Yeah, he was around my time frame, and I ain't saying I'm older, But you know,
he was good for them.
Yeah, he played for a little while. So I don't mind those. I thought that they did enough to upgrade those. Like Riley Reef to me is an upgrade over the guys that they had been putting at right tackle. I mean, for a while it was Andre Smith. They even brought him back from Arizona, and it was just like that's not going to cut it. So I like that, but the interior portion, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, Quentin Spain, good, but is he blocking Cam? Like that's kind of how I end on that. Trey Hopkins, is he blocking Cam? And now at right guard, we don't know what's going to be because the guy that is the starter in terms of I don't even know how to say his name, but Xavier, he's questionable right now. So once again, to me, I'm just like, this screams disaster for them on the interior portion of the line of scrimmage. So that's why for me, I got their inside O-line part right there.
All right. So last one for me.
Uh-oh.
This dude's catching a stray, I guess.
Somebody got to get it.
That's their tight end. Yeah.
Gosh.
They don't have a tight end.
Just like that. Oh.
Yeah, they used to have Eifert. CJ.
He always hurt though, man. Well, he always was hurt until he could us. I was almost knocked over this whole situation.
No, Eifert was really good for them. Yeah. CJ Uzuma. Mm-hmm. He's not really going to be posing that much of a mismatch for us, which could be good if Devin Bush is out again. Mm-hmm. I hope he's not. I hope he could play. But I will say this, too. Flip it on the other side. I'm going to be interested to see how their linebackers match up against Pat potentially if we play Pat the whole game like I want us to, because they haven't gone up against a legit tight end up at this point. They had Cole Kmet with the Bears and like I think 20 or 30 snaps or 20 or 30% of snaps with like Jimmy Graham, and the Vikings, they don't have a tight end. I would like to see if Pat Freiermuth could expose their linebackers like that. So it hasn't been out there yet, but I could see that being a huge negative for them in this game, where it's their linebackers versus our tight end on defense. Yeah. On offense, they just don't have a tight end. So I don't know how you want to mix and match that to be my third, but something to watch for, but also their tight end just isn't good, so we could throw them in there. Yeah, see, for me, man, in terms of the third thing that I didn't like, I really wasn't a don't like. It's kind of like a personal preference, right? That's how I feel about the third. So my third, I have a personal preference that I like to have the alpha pass rusher, right? In terms of a guy that I drop him right here, we know he's winning every time. Trey Hendrickson has put up numbers, right? In terms of what he did that last year in New Orleans. But to me, he still is trying to prove that he is that caliber guy, right? And this is his opportunity. Now he's in Cincinnati. He's no Cameron Jordan out there, no Saints defense out there. You're going to get a chance to be the alpha. I just don't know if he's that just yet. Sam Hubbard, they thought at a time he could have been that guy. He had, 7-8 sacks in a season, but it never became that. So that's the only thing that I would have. I think that they rushed the passer well, and I think that they will create good pressure because that's what they do up front. But in terms of them just having like that guy where we're saying to ourselves, we got a game plan him. Like we got to tight end, running back, this, like they don't have that. Like how we were talking about Max Crosby, right. We're not talking about Trey like that. Trey is a good player, but we're not talking about him to that level. Myles Garrett type, TJ Watt type, Bosa brother types. Like I just kind of like that with my edge. I want just a dog. Yeah, that's a good one. Personal preference though. Some people don't mind the committee or this where it's no real alpha. We're all just really good. Yeah, like some people have said cornerbacks in the chat. Mm-hmm. Just up to this point, based off their first two games, I can't really say cornerbacks. I thought they actually played kind of decent. That could be the case though whenever we match up against them down the line. Like because when we started talking about like position group versus position group, that might change it, you know? Right. But yeah, based on what they've done this year, I'm with you. Like, I don't think that it hasn't been like how we view them historically. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, we were like, oh man, it's Cincinnati. Their secondary is bad. It's bad. I don't think it's to that point right now, man. No, yeah. I thought they kind of held their own against the Vikings with, their receiving core all the way up until like, there was 5 minutes left in the fourth and they're like in desperation mode trying to score. And then they let up some yards. I should ask you though. So, was that a good game for them, or was it like overrated because it was Kirk Cousins at quarterback? Or are you telling me Kirk is good? We highlighted it. That's why I'm questioning. The receivers are good though. Kirk can get him the ball at least. And I did here's the thing. Whenever I listened to some of the podcasts talking about that game, I thought they were wrong. Like Kirk actually played good down the stretch. He did. They were like ripping on him. Like, no, he's not the reason they lost that. It was the one dude that fumbled. Absolutely. Because he was leading them in for a field goal. So no, I actually thought he played pretty good.
That is funny though how that always goes, man.
Yeah,
Little narrative.
On Kirk. I was like, okay, I can see this drive where he checked it down,
all
but
because he's been bad in the past. Like, you know what? He definitely had to be the reason. It was like, yo, that wasn't the case.
I didn't think it was
not the
completely
case,
on in
man.
that game.
Was not
No,
the
if
case.
anything, yeah, I thought he played pretty decent. But this one, I thought the Bengals held their own against their offense.
No, I would agree. And looking at the chat too, right? Going because I want to just continue to keep that thing going with some of these negatives about them. I saw what you're seeing with corners. I'm also seeing coaching keep popping up, bro. We not feeling the young Zach Taylor. Was it Zach Taylor, right?
They got a different vibe to him. I guess you could attribute that to coaching.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't like that though. They ain't feeling that vibe.
Oh, they think he sucks. Oh,
in terms of the negative, yeah, that's a part of it. It was like coach, O-line, corners, drops, O-line, coaching. I'm saying, yeah.
If anything, I'm giving them credit for their season thus far.
I kind of was.
Yeah.
A little bit at least.
They look a little different right now.
Yeah. They look like they're fighting. And not in like a negative, oh man, you trying to poo-poo. I'm like, no, it just looks like, because at times in the past, that was one of the things we would say about them. Like, all right, they'll fight as long as, everything is going good. But once it goes bad, they ain't trying to fight like that anymore. This team right now, they are finishing. We've seen them in overtime and even how they battled back in Chicago as well, man. So, yeah. Okay, but let's see what else some people are saying, man.
That third one, then, it goes back to what we said. It could be personal preference.
Personal preference.
I think everyone has something different for that one.
Could be personal preference, man, without a doubt. I also see Nico. Nico says, offensive line sucks. Defense is still questionable to me. Okay.
I understand the thought behind that just because we don't have the full body of work on them yet. But I just think in the first two games, they've somewhat impressed me.
Now, what about right here? I see Darius Mayo says O-line struggles on third down and not consistent in the red zone. Are you talking about the Steelers or are you talking about the Bengals? Because that's what we be saying sometimes too. Not playing.
Well, I told you, it looks very similar to us.
Did you see how much empty and quick release in it? I was like, bro, they do look like us.
I was just surprised looking back on the stats that Joe Mixon had 124 yards in the Vikings game.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Because it did not look like that at all.
Yeah.
Those were tough yards every time. He was getting like 3 or 4. But he didn't have to somehow do that. He did get like 30 carries, but it was only a little bit over 4 yards per carry. But yeah, it did look pretty similar, I thought. Yeah. Both offenses, ours to theirs, because of the offensive lines.
It is O-line related with both teams. I just feel like it's like flip-flopped. Our interior part of our line is like our strength. Our tackles are weak.
Yeah.
For them, their tackles are their best part of their O-line, and the interior part is their weakness.
They have a nice receiving core.
It's crazy.
Nice running back. The only thing they don't have is Pat, though. X Factor.
You're right. Because, you're right.
I'd like to see it.
It's going to be interesting, though. It's going to be interesting. But now that was fun, though. Always like when we starting this out, man, since that's our new way of starting our previews out, man. Got to do that every once in a while, baby. All right, but
do we do the Steelers? Is it going to be the same thing like every week? But it's different now because of these injuries.
Technically, it is different now, right?
Yeah.
But are we ever allowed to say 3 things we don't like about the team?
I think we did it last week.
We did.
O-line was number 1, I think.
What was number 2?
I know I said, could we get an interception?
See, I'm still waiting for that. I don't think we did. I don't think we went there with our team. Because I don't want to put the negative energy out there. When if I start saying like what I don't like about the team as like a top 3, then it's just I don't know. I just don't feel like it puts us in the best light. We like to feel good about ourselves.
Those were my 2. I don't know what my 3rd one was.
That's what I'm saying. Like we would remember if we had to pick 3 things that we didn't like about the Steelers right now. You probably said Ben low key. I know how you get.
No, he was going to be the number 1 thing on our strengths, actually, despite probably what the chat would be saying.
Okay.
Injured Ben, built different. Watch out.
Gamer.
Yeah, so that's a strength. But right now, actually,
we could do 3 though.
We could go quick. I would keep offensive line and weaknesses.
Okay.
I'd also keep. Could we get a pick here? And then 3, I would say now the receivers. Let's catch the ball.
Okay, for me, I'm going O-line. And I'll probably go O-line.
Well, actually, I could throw corner. You know what? Instead of the pick,
yeah,
it goes hand in hand with the pick. But yeah, cornerback's got to play better.
Yeah. So for me, man, I say
especially
O-line,
against this receiving core.
O-line secondary tackling to me was like that can't happen like that again. We got to tackle way better. Secondary tackling, and then for the receivers on offense, man, make the plays you're supposed to make. I don't want to hear when we come in here. And we done thrown a couple of jump balls up and Chase, doesn't come down. He's like, man, Eli Apple, it was good coverage by Eli. It was good coverage by
Awuzie. I told you about him.
You know what I mean? Like I
don't
but I don't want to hear that. Like when I see the ball go up to Chase, I just want Chase to just dunk on me. Like, you did it versus Trey White. Trey White better than all the other dudes you done faced. If you did it versus him, I don't want it. Like, do it. That's all I'm saying, man.
Get padded more too.
But let us know in the chat y'all 3 things that y'all don't like about the Steelers as well. Y'all not gonna have me and Deke out here having to say our 3 negatives. Y'all drop y'all negatives in the chat as well.
Throw injuries in there too.
Throw your 3 in there, man. What are your 3 that you don't like about the Steelers right now? And then we'll do the 3 positives afterwards. So yeah, you ain't gonna just have us out there. We gotta hear from y'all. Hear from the congregation.
I think that was my other one. I think I had injuries because at that time,
the injuries are serious, right? Yeah. In terms of like the amount of them, how many groins we got right now? 5? Is your groin is good? My groin, no, I'm good. My groin's good.
Yeah, it's Bush, Joe Hayden, and T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
all 3 of them. Alu's out with the ankle, and Tuitt's out on IR. Ben's got the pec. I don't know if Deontay. Has there been a report on him?
They said it wasn't significant enough that he would like miss long term, but I didn't see if he practiced today or not. I didn't get a chance to.
I'll type it in real quick.
But while you're saying that, some of the negatives that I'm seeing come up, and I'm glad that people are putting their feedback in. Lets us know that y'all actually are here with us and y'all aren't botting us. We don't like bots.
He didn't practice today.
Okay, that might be why people getting a little concerned. Fair enough. All right, Nico says the corner depth, the O-line, offensive play calling, and designs. Like the design of the plays as well. Okay.
Dude, for the don't like, there's probably like 12 things that, there's going to be people having 3 different things, but overall it's going to be, I didn't even think of offensive play call design as like top 3 weakness. But everyone's going to have their own little pet peeve.
You're right. But they do like some people don't like the styles of play. Like we're not we are big jet sweep guys all of a sudden. We're reformed, But not everybody's jet sweep. Not everybody likes that. Or the bubbles, the ghost motion, or the quick passes. Not everybody likes that. Or I don't know if you saw this stat as well. The lack of middle of the field throws. Yeah, I think right now we have 0?
That's a new one.
Yeah, nothing down the middle of the field. 10 plus yards, nothing down the middle. Everything has been on the perimeters. Yeah.
Let's give it a little bit. 2 weeks.
I'm with you, man.
Maybe they saw the stat. They're gonna dial something up.
I'm believing you, man. You know what? 7 got us, bro. I ain't tripping at all.
That's
what did you make of him saying that the hurry up offense wasn't in play? Because he said the hurry up offense wasn't available last week.
You have a better take on that, right? I have no clue.
I've never seen where the hurry up offense wasn't available. For 7?
Did he mean it was available, but the playlist is
much
less now? Because he said it used to be like 50 to 100 plays.
No, but he said he just simply was like, "Yo, the hurry up, it wasn't available to me."
It should be.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was like, "Dude, what the heck is going on?"
I might start agreeing with some of these people with offensive schemes. For him to say like, we used to have like 50, 100 plays in a no huddle hurry up situation, and then for him to say it wasn't available, we got like 15 plays, but that's usually our 2-minute drill.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That's what he said. I'm just relaying the message, man.
Then someone else asked him about why is there the 3-4 wide receiver sets out there. He says, "Oh, that's Canada's play calling. You have to ask him." He saved it a little bit at the end by saying, "We have so many weapons. We want to have them all out on the field." I don't know what you want to make of it.
No comment. Just no comment. I'm good.
So he's thinking we should get Derek Watt more, maybe.
Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Derek Watt and Pat.
It sounds like he's really buying into this thing then, huh? I mean,
he's watching the podcast.
He is.
Maybe.
We never know. Confession. I was around official Steelers personnel today. So yeah, I had to go to Hines. I started to post a picture, and I was like, I post this like all the time, so y'all probably get bored. So I was like, I ain't gonna post a picture. But before I had to go on, and I had my little Steelers pop. I feel all special. I'm like, y'all appreciate the new joint. I got the new drip. Thank you. They said, and this is multiple people might add, like how the YouTube is growing. Liking the content, bro. Keep the vids coming. We see what you're doing. It looks nice.
Players, staff?
No, this was staff. No players.
Okay.
It was staff.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. No exaggeration. And
coaching
plural. I'm not going into specifics. All I said was staff. You asking too many questions now. It was staff.
Matt Canada.
Official team staff. All right. And you can't get into Hines on no regular Wednesday. You ain't just pulling up at Hines at noon. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. All right. But they tuning in, man. Okay. So maybe this will get to maybe Seven is paying attention. He is tuning in. He's like, yeah, you know what, bro? Yeah, man. I gotta hand this ball off, man. I'm gonna run more play action.
Get it to Pat.
See what I'm saying? Ben, get it to Pat, bro. There we go.
Well, he did say that in the interview too. I think
See?
He was like, yeah, I told Tom. I don't know who it was. It was either Tom or Ben. They said, yeah, we had to get Pat more in like the fourth quarter, and that's when we started feeding him.
Now, with that though, that means that might be a problem. I mean, because Ben is an extension of the coaching staff, correct?
What do you mean?
He draws plays up, right? We remember from a year ago. You even said it yourself. Like, yo, Ben should be calling the plays, not Randy Fiegner. So he's an extension of the coaching staff. So with that means the coach staff is good then. So we're good.
The play calling?
Yeah.
Depends how much say Ben has. I don't know. I don't know what to make of some of the interviews.
We know Brady went and changed the whole outlook of Tampa, right? And we know Ben that's what you told me. Ben is just like that. He's viewed like that. So he probably did the same thing, man. I'm
we need to bring Arians back then.
That's what it is. Okay.
Because
I was voting Haley.
Ben, from what I remember, Ben had a lot more autonomy.
Yeah.
With Arians at the time. Like, he was younger at the time. I don't know. Obviously, I'm sure his autonomy grew in the 2010s to up till now with Haley, with whoever it was at coordinator. But at that time, like, I think it was like him and Arians, like they were on the same page and like what they want to do with the offense. A lot of it ran through Ben, from what I remember. Like we were doing a lot of the things that Arians known for.
True.
No risk it, no biscuit. Where Ben's dropping back, we're slinging it down the field. I like what we were doing. I mean, it was a shame. We lost Arians.
I'm biased.
You know what?
Haley,
no. Seriously, Haley was great for the offensive Ben.
I'm so really biased, bro. Give me Haley.
No, Haley was great.
Haley had that offense looking crazy. It was the perfect storm, but Haley had that thing looking different. I ain't seen it look the same since he's been gone, man.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you because Haley was really good.
Yeah. Now, we had somebody bring up clock management as another dislike. Because,
I didn't like us going for the 4th and 1.
And that was like very specific. Jack says punting on 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter. He was very specific. I tried to sugarcoat it.
We went over it though. It didn't kill us. It didn't kill us in that game, but that did kill some of the clock. We still had a chance to get a stop at the end, and we didn't do it. So
this is true. All right, I'll read this last one then from Darius Mayo, and I'll let you take this all in. His 3 negatives. He says number 1 is the O-line. Cool with that? Okay. Cool with that. He says number 2, no turnovers. He's done with the turnovers. All right. Okay. You cool with that? We're good.
Well, we just had Ben's pick last week. Is that it?
That was it. So we're cleaning it up. And he says just some of Ben's decisions with the ball in his hands and his ball placement. We're good on that. That's what he said. I don't shoot the messenger, but he did specify ball placement. I know that was a part of our debate that we had.
Sure.
I
don't know how many passes it was for though, because
just what he said.
With the drops, he still threw like 67% completion. Yeah, I mean,
it could have been like 80. It could have been 80%, man. If he,
I know the pick wasn't a good call.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone could disagree with that. And then maybe there's another pass or two. It was a bad decision, like the one up to Claypool on the sideline is borderline pick, borderline jump ball to Claypool though. I mean, there's only maybe 2 or 3 I thought like bad decisions from Ben, and one of them was the pick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sure. Yeah. I mean.
So you're in agreement with a man. You're in agreement. Just ball play. He didn't say Ben was bad. He just said on some ball placement. That was it.
I guess you could say that with anyone, but you know what I mean? Like, not every quarterback's throwing 100%. You get what I mean?
That's what he said, man. That's what he said. I'm just, that's what he said.
All right.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, man. Hey.
Don't shoot the messenger.
If that's what they're thinking.
Oh, man. All right, though.
So we said 3.
So it was our 3. We did our 3 good, 3 bad. Or was it?
We didn't do 3 good.
3 good. All right, I got my 3 good. Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth. Oh, man. I'll go pass rush.
Even without TJ?
It hurts, but yes, because I like the interior.
The matchup.
Yeah, I just think our matchup with Cam.
Yeah, with Cam. Okay.
Yeah. And not saying that in terms of the tackles, Jonah and Riley, I still think that Alex and Melvin will do a lot better versus that group. Like, Alex Leatherwood's good. I mean, he's a young guy that they think can be really good. TJ got him after him, but when TJ went out, that's different because TJ is TJ. So yeah, but I don't think that Riley is on that level right now. I think he's, on the back end of this thing a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. I'll go 7. Can I combine this?
You about to say 7, 7, and 7? Lord, 20, just 21.
What's
man.
that God's number?
Yeah.
I want to get the ball to Pat more. I just really do. I think he could be a huge mismatch for this game. I guess Najee goes with that too, because I think he could be a mismatch for their linebackers. Yeah, this defense is like up in the air right now with all these injuries.
Ben's
but I'm with you. I'll just say Cam Hayward.
The injury, he got the peg.
I'll say Cam Hayward. So I'll say 7. Get the rookies the ball more. I don't know if that's necessarily like a strength because I'm saying do it.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm so confused.
It's like this could be a strength, so please do this.
Okay, but technically it's a knock though because he hasn't been doing it to your liking. That's why you had to say it. You said I ain't say that. You said that now.
We saw it in the 4th, and I think if we keep doing that in this game, give Pat 9, 10 times.
So Ben should definitely listen to you instead of himself right now. Because what he's been doing, what he's been doing, it hasn't been what you just said. You want more of it. So hey Ben, you better listen to Deke. I'm with you, bro.
Well, I already said Claypool needs to catch the ball in the negatives because I don't know, should I throw that in a strength? Like, hey, Claypool catch the ball and you'll start doing
He's going to catch the ball. Yeah, we're going to run these jet sweeps. They're going to be home run plays now. I'm with you, man.
Ben, get the rookies the ball more.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say Cam Hayward. He's been balling out. You're right.
All right. I went to the chat, see what they had to say in terms of their 3 goodies. Trina Still Diva 5, shout out. She says Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, and Cam Hayward. Oh, wait. Yes, indeed. Now you'll like this one. John Easton says Ben, Najee, and TJ.
I don't know if TJ's playing.
2 of those 3 are injured right now. It's two of those guys hurt right now. What are we talking about here? We literally started the show off with Ben's injury status.
TJ, we don't know. Yeah, if he's playing, obviously that's a huge strength.
Is it if he's hurt though?
I gotta think he'll be all right if he's playing. He's just that type of player. I don't know if he lasts the game. That's the unfortunate part.
Whoa, how does that help? Yeah.
It doesn't help us long term.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
He could jump in the first quarter, get a strip sack, and then leave. It's good for the game, but not good for us long term.
That's kind of what happened. Second quarter. Yeah.
He had that really nice tackle for loss. Seems like they were even false starting left and right. TJ's going crazy. Yeah. He was a big part of what we were doing.
He was, man. Definitely was.
All right. I'm seeing... Wow, Donald Nolan has a hot take out of here.
Oh.
Cam Sutton, he's back on.
Okay.
I think he's bouncing back.
Okay, shout out to Cam.
Robert Spillane.
Spilly Laney? All right. He did play well. We talked about that. He played well.
Against the Bengals last year. I think he did good.
That was a part of his hot streak. Yeah, that was part of his hot streak. It didn't get bad until it was like after the injury. So he's good right now. Yeah.
And then he says Freiermuth.
Okay.
Seeing Spillane in here, though, that's different.
That was different. That was definitely different. Heather Dope. Shout out to Heather as well, man. Ain't seen you in a minute. She says, excuse me, Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, and Chris Boswell.
Boz, yeah.
I like the Boz. Shout out to the Boz.
Bengals kicker actually hasn't been bad this year.
That's right. Yeah,
long bomb.
Yeah, they got a different kicker now. It used to be Randy. Randy's down in Tennessee now.
He's actually employed.
Yeah, bro, he hit the game winner against Seattle. It was crazy. Yes, they kept talking. They were like, last time he was out here, he missed and cost them. Now they brought him back, and let's see if Vrabel is going to be as confident rolling the kicking unit out with Randy Bullock. Yeah, but he went out there and hit. I was like, all right. Yeah, I was like,
Someone's
glad
saying
that
James Washington needs to play. Someone's got James Washington in the top 3. Rod Dawless. He's saying James Washington.
He also got another hot. Yeah, but they got another one. Yeah.
Hey, if we're talking about the Bengals interior line being a little deficient, maybe this is Bugs coming out party.
Very true. The good people over at DraftKings, which by the way is sponsoring today's episode, the good people over there. And not just DraftKings, but more importantly, DraftKings Sportsbook and their app, which happens to be the #1 rated sports booking app in America because it is safe, secure, and reliable. I mean, Deke, we don't like to play when it comes to our money, right?
No.
Nah, if we win, we want our compensation now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side, if we happen to not be victorious, we don't mind that compensation being, kept in-house. That's the beauty of safe, secure, and reliable. You know what it is. It's no funny business going on. But Deke, we got something for the first time people out there, right? You know when they first sign up, right?
Yeah, tell us more.
I mean, we were all the first at something at some point in our lives. And if you're the first, if this is your first time signing up with DraftKings Sportsbook, make sure you use the promo code MOATS. And why should you use that? Draft deposit bonus money up to $1,000 worth of it. Should we explain that to him?
Yeah, I think it would help.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Wait, should we?
Probably.
All right. I guess we'll explain it. Draft deposit bonus is essentially this. Since your first time, right? Deke, he pulls up his phone. He downloads the app. He says, yo, I'm ready to do this thing. I'll type him a promo code MOATS. He put in $755. So you got the 7 because of, the quarterback, and then 55 because of moi.
Sure.
Okay. All right. And then from there, if I'm Mr. DraftKings, I say, I'm going to take my 755 and put it with your 755 just because I like it. And use their promo code. So with that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you use the promo code. And if you have any type of issue, because we know sometimes people have issues when they're trying to get money, where they're trying to have opportunity to win money. If you happen to have said problem, read this. Take your time with it. It's a lot of letters, but they all make sense. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.